The final 30 seconds before you close your door can shape the next 8 hours of your dog's life. Have you ever wondered why your dog suffers from anxiety the moment you grab your keys? Most owners make a fatal mistake that turns an ordinary departure into an alarm signal. You think you are saying goodbye with love, but your dog translates your emotional farewell as a biological shock. Today, we're replacing that guilt with a biological exit mechanism to ensure calm in your absence. Did you know that the 20 minutes preceding your departure are the ones destroying your dog's nerves? When you overindulge them with affection, you spike their heart rate and increase their expectations for activity. Then you leave. Suddenly you are like someone who revs their car engine, places a brake on the accelerator, and jumps out of the moving vehicle. This energy contrast is the primary reason for separation anxiety in dogs. To solve this dilemma, you must realize that dogs do not perceive time by the clock. They perceive it through the decay of scent and shifts in energy states in the home. The golden rule that most ignore: that your departure must be a non-event. You do not want to draw their attention to the fact that you are leaving, but you want their nervous system to remain in a natural state of equilibrium during the 20 minutes before you leave. Direct interaction must stop. You do not need to ignore them coldly, but you simply stop initiating contact. Move around the house calmly. Pack your belongings. Tie your shoes. Let your dog see you moving without providing any emotional reward. This allows their nervous system to reach a state of baseline stability while you are still inside the house. By the time you actually leave, they will have grown bored of watching you and will not care about your departure. I will reveal a secret in the next part that will transform your daily routine. But before we get to that secret, there is a critical point that everyone overlooks. Keep watching, because we will move on to how to use the sense of smell to control your dog's mood, which is the technique used by elite trainers worldwide to lower cortisol levels and prevent constant barking caused by loneliness and confusion. You are not just dealing with an animal, but a creature that relies entirely on your energy to regulate its own world. So make your departure the beginning of peace. The most powerful tool to hack your dog's internal clock is the olfactory override. Science shows how deeply a dog's emotional state is tethered to their scent environment. When you leave, your scent dissipates and their anxiety rises because the scent clock tells them you have been gone forever. You can hack this 30 seconds before leaving. Take a warm shirt that holds a dense concentration of your scent. Do not just throw it on their bed. Hold it, rub it gently over your dog's back and shoulders, then place it in their sleeping area. You are grounding them with a fresh deposit of your scent, which acts as a physiological anchor and confusing the scent clock, because the scent is so concentrated it decays much slower, tricking their brain into feeling like you have not been gone that long at all. This creates a sense of presence in your physical absence, but this is only half of the strategy. The second half involves the foraging brain. There is a biological truth every owner needs to understand. A dog cannot be in a state of foraging and a state of panic at the same time. Their neurologically incompatible. Panic triggers the sympathetic nervous system known as fight or flight, whereas foraging triggers the parasympathetic nervous system, which induces calm focus and physical relaxation as you execute your departure. Do not hand them a treat from your palm, because that requires them to focus on you instead. Scatter a handful of high-value, strong-smelling treats across the floor or hide them in a snuffle mat. Do this without saying a word. The moment their nose goes down to the ground, their brain switches into seeking mode. The olfactory bulb lights up, cortisol levels drop, and dopamine is released. By the time they have found the last piece of food, you're already gone. The transition from your presence to your absence happened while they were in a state of biological satisfaction rather than a state of anticipation. This technique is simple, yet it effectively recalibrates their entire nervous system for the next several hours. However, many people perform this step wrong by choosing the wrong treats, which increases excitement instead of lowering it. We are building a protocol that removes the mystery from your departure and replaces it with pure predictable biological leadership for your companion. Stay with me because we are about to reveal why your specific exit phrase might be the reason for your dog's hypervigilance. The fourth pillar of our biological exit protocol is the neutral departure. Cue dogs thrive on predictability, but anxiety lives in the unknown. Many owners sneak out the back door while their dog is distracted, thinking this prevents a scene, but you are creating massive psychological damage. Sneaking out teaches a dog that you can vanish into thin air at any moment. This triggers hypervigilance. They will stop sleeping deeply when you are home because they feel they must constantly monitor you to ensure you do not disappear again. You must tell them you are leaving, but you must tell them in a language that does not invite emotion. You need a departure cue, a single consistent phrase that you only use when walking out the door. Watch the house, or I am heading out. The words do not matter. The delivery matters. It must be spoken in a completely flat, monotone, boring voice. No eye contact, no physical touch. You scatter the food and you say the cue and you walk out. Over time, this phrase becomes a reliable predictor. It removes the uncertainty. They learn that this specific boring sound means you are leaving, but more importantly, it means you always come back. This is the key to ending the cycle of hypervigilance that ruins your dog's rest while you are home. By making your departure predictable, you are essentially telling their nervous system that they do not need to monitor you for your safety or for their own security. This is how you build confidence in a dog that previously panicked at the sound of your keys jingling. The contrast between the old emotional goodbye and this new boring neutral exit is where the magic happens. You are moving from a state of emotional chaos to a state of biological calm. This is not about being cold to your dog. It is about being a predictable leader. A leader does not need to explain or apologize for leaving. They simply state their intention and follow through. By doing this, you create a sense of safety that is far deeper than any high-pitched, affectionate goodbye could ever provide. Your dog now understands the rhythm of your home, and they can relax knowing that your movements are no longer a source of mystery, but a structured part of their daily life. In the final part, we will cover the silent return, which is the most difficult rule for humans to follow, but it is the single most critical component to fixing separation anxiety for good, because the way you return dictates how they feel when you leave. Next time, if you master the return, you will have completely solved the puzzle of independent living for your pet. The final and most difficult rule for humans to follow is the silent return. How you return to your dog completely dictates how they feel when you leave them the next time. Imagine you come home after an 8-hour shift. You open the door, drop your bags and fall to your knees, throwing a massive party. You think you're rewarding them for waiting, but you have actually created a dangerous contrast. If your return is a level 10 emotional high, then by comparison your absence feels like a brutal punishment. You have taught them that being alone is miserable and being with you is a state of euphoria. This contrast breeds severe separation anxiety because they are now addicted to your return. To fix how your dog feels when you leave, you must fix how you return. When you walk through the door, you must be the most boring thing in the room. No eye contact, no talking, no touching. Take off your coat, put your keys away, walk to the kitchen and perform your daily tasks. Wait for the dog to realize that your arrival is completely unremarkable. Once their paws are on the floor and their tail is doing a soft sway instead of a frantic wag, then, and only then, can you calmly call them over and quietly pet them. This is the final piece of the biological puzzle. Leaving a dog alone does not have to be an exercise in guilt. We project our human emotions onto them, thinking they need a dramatic farewell, but they do not. They need leadership, they need predictability, they need you to set the emotional tone of the house before you walk out. And when you return for the next time you leave, do not use your heart, use their biology. Drop the scent, scatter the food, give the neutral cue, and leave without looking back. If this protocol changed the way you view your daily routine, do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. We do not do basic pet advice here, we translate the complex silent language of your dog so you can finally understand what they actually need from you. Let me know in the comments what is the exact phrase you say to your dog before you leave the house. I read every single one. Until next time, keep listening to them. This is how you create a lifetime of security and trust for your companion, no matter how long your workday is. You have now transformed from an owner who causes panic to a leader who provides stability and peace of mind, which is the greatest gift you could ever give to your loyal best friend. Thank you for following this deep dive into canine biology, and stay tuned for our next session on building the ultimate bond through environmental structure and calm communication.